What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. I just got a really awesome package in the mail of 6 films, including 1 Kino Lorber release, 1 Arrow Academy release, and 4 Criterion Collection releases, and one of them just so happens to be a very rare out-of-print Criterion Digipack that I've been trying to get my hands on forever, so let's take a look. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got in this package. I was looking around on eBay like I often do pretty much on a daily basis, and I have a couple of eBay searches saved in there, and one of them is the Last Year at Marienbad out of print Criterion that is really hard to get your hands on. You can't usually find it for under $100. I think it is one of the first 3 Criterions to go out of print around the same time with The Third Man and The Man Who Fell to Earth. They all have those same cardboard digipack packaging with the slipcovers that go over the top. I do have The Third Man. I don't have The Man Who Fell to Earth yet, but I did see Last Year at Marienbad pop up on my eBay feed from a really cool seller called Film Vice, and he was putting together these listings for particular directors, which I thought was really cool. It's basically a lot of 5, 6, 7, 8 films, all from a particular director. It seems like he's selling off like a lot of his collection, and he was, instead of selling them individually, he was putting them together in these really cool collections, which caught my attention. And what also caught my attention was that he was selling The Last Year at Marienbad in this collection of Alain Resnais films, and it included 6 of Alain Resnais's films, and the whole collection altogether was only $130 for all 6 films. And like I said, you can't even get the digipack usually for less than $100, maybe a little bit under $100. So to get 6 boutique label Blu-rays from this director, all for $130. I couldn't pass it up. I had to take the deal. So here it is. The box just arrived, and here it is. The first one I'll show you is The Last Year at Marienbad Digipack. It is a gorgeous digipack. It is all white. There's no artwork on the front. It's just text, and it's all the same color white, but it is embossed. So if I turn it here, you might be able to see Last Year at Marienbad, and then down here, directed by Alain Resnais. Very cool digipack. So excited to finally have my hands on this. There's the back. This is not a gloss digipack. This is a very matte digipack, and it's not actually fully white. It's kind of a cream color, which I didn't know until I had it in hand. I'll go ahead and slide this off, and you can see what the digipack looks like underneath. It is a wraparound image that goes all the way around of this hallway, and then on the front side you've got your disc, and underneath there you've got your main actress, and this is really cool. You've got a kind of a collage of photos here on the right and a nice thick booklet that slides out. I love that these have a nice little pouch that the booklet can slide into. This film sounds very interesting to me, and I'm excited to watch this soon. I'm going to put this in really soon. I'm glad I finally got this opened up. But yeah, this film is about a woman who shows up at a party, like a ball at this extravagant mansion. She meets this man, and he starts talking about how they met there a year before. They had like agreed to meet again, and she has no memory of him, and it's kind of like this mystery, like she doesn't know if he's telling her the truth or if he's lying or if she's just completely lost the memory of it. I haven't looked into it too much. That's all I know about it because I want to be as surprised as possible and go in as blind as I can, but it sounds really interesting, and it's one of the big kind of tentpole Criterion movies, and I don't think that's just because it went out of print. I think it is just a really good movie, hopefully. So I hope I really enjoy that, and that is the first one. That's obviously the reason that I found the set in the first place, but I don't want to shaft these other movies in here because I'm sure they're great films as well. Next, I'm going to go to the director's follow-up to Last Year at Marienbad from 1961. Like I said, this is his next feature film, 1963. This is Muriel, or The Time of Return, and this has a really, really cool cover. I really like the cover on this one. I've mentioned on this channel before that I really like this kind of collage style, and it's got this kind of torn, ripped Polaroid with the face of the woman scratched out here. It says, as radical a reflection on the nature of time and memory as its predecessor. Speaking of Last Year at Marienbad, an antique shop owner and widow whose past comes back to haunt her when a former lover re-enters her life. So kind of this, very similar to the last film, it sounds. Meanwhile, her stepson is tormented by his own ghosts related to his service in France's recently ended war in Algeria. The fragmented, emotionally powerful Muriel reminds viewers that the past is always present. So yes, very similar themes. It sounds like memory and past coming back to haunt you. So another very cool sounding premise. And yeah, I really like the design on this one. Haven't seen this one in stores, haven't heard much about this one, so this was a pleasant surprise for me. Jumping back to one of the director's very early films, this is Night and Fog, which I have seen at stores a lot. This is a pretty popular release in the collection. This is a documentary that Resnais made about concentration camps from World War II. It says 10 years after the liberation of the Nazi concentration camps, filmmaker Alain Resnais documented the abandoned grounds of Auschwitz in Night and Fog, one of the first cinematic reflections on the Holocaust. Juxtaposing the stillness of the abandoned camps, empty buildings with haunting wartime footage, Resnais investigates humanity's capacity for violence and presents the devastating suggestion that such horrors could occur again. So this is definitely going to be a very heavy one, so I'm going to have to be in the right mood and pop this one in on the right night to watch it, but I am interested to check it out. I've heard this uses a lot of footage from the actual abandoned camps, like it mentioned, 10 years after the war ended. So yeah, that one's going to be pretty brutal. It is only 32 minutes, and that one is all the way back from 1955. So that is Night and Fog. And then next, jumping forward a little bit to 1959, we have another one of his films. This is Hiroshima Mon Amour. A cornerstone of the French New Wave, the first feature from Alain Resnais is one of the most influential films of all time. A French actress and a Japanese architect engage in a brief, intense affair in post-war Hiroshima, their consuming mutual fascination impelling them to exercise their own scarred memories of love and suffering. With an innovative flashback structure and an Academy Award-nominated screenplay, Hiroshima Mon Amour is a moody masterwork that delicately weaves past and present, personal pain, and public anguish. So even all the way back on his first feature film, he was already interested in these themes of memory and the past coming back into our lives in the present. So I'm very interested to dive into this one and his filmography as a whole, because it seems like he has a very cohesive filmography as far as themes go. And the next one I have here is an Arrow Academy release, and this is actually my first Arrow Academy release, so very excited about that. This may be a Region B release. I am not sure. It probably is, but this is Mélo. I don't know how to say that properly, but that is the French title. Again, director Alain Resnais. This is one of his much later films, much later than anything else I have here. This is all the way from 1986. It's an adaptation of Henri Bernstein's classic play about a doomed love triangle. Pierre and Marcel are both celebrated concert violinists and lifelong friends in spite of their differing temperaments. After years apart, the two friends reunite when Pierre invites Marcel to his home for dinner. It is then that Marcel first meets Pierre's wife, Romaine, sparking a passionate affair that can only end in tragedy before the curtain falls. Mélo's Caesar Award-winning cast and inventive direction are highlighted in a stunning new restoration, revealing a hidden gem in Resnais' celebrated body of work waiting to be discovered. So it seems like this is one of his lesser-known films, like I said, is later in his career. So I'm excited to check that out. This will probably be the last one I check out. It's got a nice collection of bonus features there, and it's got a really cool design on the inside, a very thick booklet. And something really cool about this one is it has an alternate disc art. So you can take that out, flip it around, and use that disc art if you want to. So that's really nice, and I'd like to get some more Arrow Academy releases in the future. There is a beautiful Eric Romer collection from Arrow Academy that is long since sold out and out of print, but it's my new holy grail. It's got 10 of his films on it. If anyone has that box set and would like to sell it, please let me know, because that is my current holy grail and I really want to get my hands on that. But this is, like I said, one of his later films. I'll probably check this one out after I've checked out some of his more popular films, but I am excited to get to that eventually. And the sixth and final film from this director that I got in this package is called Je t'aime, je t'aime. This is the Kino Lorber release. It's described as a haunting tale of romantic obsession and time travel, a traumatic breakup caught in an endless loop. It is science fiction as only Alain Resnais could have made. So this sounds like a time loop movie, but a very depressing one about literally reliving a breakup over and over. So that is fascinating to me, and very cool that Kino Lorber is getting in on this. Like I said, this seller sounds like a super cool guy, and he has a really cool collection, and I'm really glad he put this package together, because I probably never would have even known about the Arrow Academy and Kino Lorber release. I probably would have found the Criterion ones eventually, but I'm glad that I just got them all in one fell swoop, and I can do a deep dive into this director. This one also comes with a booklet and some nice disc art there, and this one also has alternate disc art that you can flip around and display that way if you like. That one sounds fascinating to me. I love when I find out about science fiction films from these more prestigious boutique labels. So I hope that's really good. I don't know much about it except what I've read on the back. So if you've seen that, let me know in the comments what you think of that. And all of these releases, let me know what you think of Alain Resnais as a director. Please don't spoil any of these films for me, because I'm excited to dive into them. But I was so happy to come across this wonderful lot of 6 of his films. Let me know in the comments if you've seen any of his other films that you've enjoyed from this director. This is only 6. I'm sure he's made more films than this, but this is a good start to my Alain Resnais collection. And thank you, Film Vice, for that very cool listing. Hopefully I can buy some more stuff from you in the future, because you had a lot of other very cool things on there as well. And thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys use eBay a lot for your collecting habits. I'd love to hear about some cool things that you've found on there, and also let me know your thoughts on Alain Resnais as a director and any of his films that you may have seen. Until next time, keep collecting, and I will be back again with another video real soon.